Welcome to the Sports Resort, the People's Sports Show. Real talk unfiltered. With your host, Derek Jonkins.
Welcome everybody to the Sports Resort with D Junk, man. I started this about 6 years ago with my guy Chris, and we between COVID and life, we kind of dropped the ball. Now we back at it. So no further ado, I got my guy Nakai Montgomery on here. Athlete, extraordinary, lacrosse player, football player. This guy have did it all at a high level. And I always look at him as a good guy, and a good example for every young person out there, even older people too, because I always say age is not a limit on trying to accomplish everything you're trying to accomplish. All right, quick rundown on the Kai and how I know him. Me and his dad was college roommates in college. We was teammates. His dad was a hell of an athlete. Unfortunately, had an injury in college, which ended his career. But Nakai is a spitting image of Dre. Dre was quiet, well smoking, from California. Me and him was roommates. And it was very weird because we was totally two opposite guys in college. All right, and then comes along the Kyle mom. All right, I always say she was my roommate also in college. I saw her every day of my life. Just great people. And then when I found out they had Nakai, I was like, God dang, this kid looks like just like Dre. To me. And no further ado, Nakai, how you doing, man? I always tell people about you, man. You're like my lacrosse story, and people look at me side eyes like, hold up, you know this guy? And I'm like, yeah, I know this guy. Like, yeah, I know him. Give us a quick introduction on yourself. Share with us. How did you get started in lacrosse?
So I started playing in third grade. I went to St. Philip's, it's a predominantly black elementary school, and most of the staff is black as well. And that's where I started playing lacrosse. My best friend, whose dad played, used to play in high school with actually Jeffrey Wright, a famous actor who's now involved in the league and is helping grow the game. Um, he was in fourth grade. I was in third grade. He was walking to practice, and he was my best friend. And so he was like, I have to go to lacrosse practice, and I would usually have gone to after school care. And I was like, what's that? It was like, blah, 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 blah. Called my mom, and she was like, yeah, you can go to lacrosse practice. And that's like how it started. I couldn't pick up the ball. Obviously, the first day, everyone made fun of me. And I'll never forget that because I really wanted to prove everyone wrong. But no, that's how I started, and obviously been playing every day since then, pretty much.
Gotcha. Who was your mentors? Who inspired you growing up? Growing up in Dallas area. Who was your inspiration every day? Who like you seen every day? Because I always say, my inspiration every day is my grandparents. It wasn't no athlete because where I grew up at, I didn't have cable TV. It was basic channels. So, and my grandparents is my inspiration growing up. What was your inspiration every day that you seen every day, and you like, man, they inspired me to be great.
Definitely my mom. She was definitely my main source of inspiration. And for me, I'm breezing over that because like she's incredible. We could talk about her forever, but we're not going to.
Yeah, your mom is awesome, man.
Um,
I never forget when y'all played here in a tournament. I think you might have been in middle school. I don't remember. She called me, blowing my phone up. Hey, we playing the Woodlands. We playing the Woodlands. Come to the game. Come to the game. And I went out there. I'm like, holy. That probably was that might have been my first lacrosse tournament ever going to. I think you got a picture that's long. Ooh, that's probably about 15 years ago. And I was like, man, this is pretty cool. And that was the first time I ever like met you in person. And I was like, God damn, he looked just like his dad. I'm like, Punch, I'm sorry, Punch. He got you by 5%, but he's straight Dre all the way. Yo, yeah, I totally agree, man. Punch is awesome, man. I'm a big fan of, and I tell people to be successful, you have to have a support system. I don't care who you are.
for
It
sure.
can be your mom, whoever. And I definitely would say, man, Punch, your mom, man, was your support system, man. She was there everything you did, and loud, not quiet, hiding. She speaking up for her son, and that's huge there, man, and that's good there, man. All right, so as you kind of went on with your career and got everything, what were some moments that kind of shaped you to who you are? Because if I mention the Kyle Montgomery to a lacrosse world person, I mean they're gonna speak real highly of you. I just call a spade a spade. What were
Yeah.
some moments that shaped you to who you are now?
Man, honestly, a lot. Like it started when I was in eighth grade. When I was in 8th grade, one of my lacrosse coaches, it was after a practice. I'll never forget it, man. We were walking off the field, and he said, he goes, "You're going to be able to go wherever you want to. So you're going to be able to go to college wherever you want to." And I was like, whoa, and I don't know, like now that I played in college and now I'm, just finished my third year pro, like, I don't know, that's a moment that I just remember so much. And I don't think I thought about it every day after you said it in 8th grade or in ninth grade or anything. Obviously after that, it was like, that's when kind of recruiting started because it was early back then. But like, dude, I don't know. I find myself telling that story now that I'm older as well. Like, I don't know. Like when I heard that, I was just like, I don't know. I always, and it's from my mom. Like she's like extroverted. Like I definitely get my like people personness from her.
Gotcha.
But like I don't know. I definitely that moment was a really big moment for me.
That's huge, man. That's huge, and that goes back what I tell a lot of people, man. Coaches can have a very positive or very negative impact on a kid early on. I tell people that every day. When you're around young people, keep it positive because the simplest things you say to them can affect them, right? And that affected you early on in middle school, coach telling you, hey, one day you're gonna be able to go to college anywhere you want, right? You young, you're not thinking about college at that
No, not
seventh,
at
eighth
all.
grade. You
Like
like, what
yeah.
coach? I'm having fun with my buddies. So I always tell people, this is a good point to my coaches out there, my buddies, the coach, and getting into it. Keep a positive impact on kids because you never know where they're gonna go, man. That simple word can, keep up with them on and going on. No, man, let's fast forward a little bit. We know everybody know you. Dallas ESG. You had a heck of a career there on the football field and the lacrosse field. But
No, no,
boom,
I was I
fast
was I
forward.
was ESD, Episcopal School, Dallas.
Yeah, correct. My bad.
No, good.
Boom. Now fast forward, right? Now you get to Duke University. You get a scholarship there, man, which is not many people can say that. How was your experience playing lacrosse at Duke?
So Duke was everything I thought it would be. Like I went to Duke because I thought that it would be the perfect balance of the three most important things that a college kid needs.
What offers did you have coming out?
Um,
Your top five. Who was your top five? But Duke was number one once they offered.
Honestly, like I could have gone pretty much anywhere. Like I can, like,
Anywhere,
well,
gotcha.
and I say that because I committed to Duke. Like I mean, like coach off. I committed on June 9th, 2014. Um, And so, like, I spent 3 entire years of high school, like, not really communicating with any colleges, right? But I mean, I was the number 2 recruit in the nation for my class,
Correct. Yeah.
right?
No, hold up. Say that again. You was number two recruit in the country.
Yeah.
That's big, bro. That's big. That's a blessing. I always tell people, you're basically a unicorn. Nobody that doesn't happen often. Just being 1, 2 in the country out of a zillion people. That's
Hmm.
good. So Duke offered, and you was pretty much
Well,
locked in.
yeah, and then later on, that's when the football thing started happening, and so then I had an offer I had offers from like Air Force, Navy, like a bunch of Ivies, and like kind of my thing in football. Once football recruiting started happening, it was very public that I was pretty much only going to go to Stanford. That would be,
Correct.
like at that point, like, like in right, like, and then taking a couple steps back, like why Duke, right? Like that's a game changer. That's like, that's a good opportunity. I don't know. I'm also like I'm a little bit of a nerd, right?
Nerd alert!
Like not on like no, I'm not a nerd. I
But
like to like.
that's good though. That's why I
Oh,
always,
totally, right? Like, I mean, look,
yeah.
that's why I wanted to go to Duke. I wanted to go to Duke and challenge myself, and
Correct. I
like,
tell people knowledge is power, education is power. A lot of people don't understand that.
yeah, like I can't, like, I can't, like, I don't know, I can't give it 110% on the field if I'm not giving it 110% on the, like in third, fourth grade, I was going out and giving oratorical contests, giving speeches, and I would get third place or second place, and I would just cry. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just how I am on this in giving speeches in second grade or on the field or doing, math problems in fifth grade, the quick math problems where they just show it, and it's whoever gets it first. Like I want to get first in all. That's just how I am, right? So like
Gotcha.
an opportunity to go to Duke and be around people like that, and obviously no one in my family went to Duke or anything, but
What did you get your degree in?
I got my degree in political economics, which is a branch
Okay.
of poli sci. I got my minor in visual media studies, and I got my certificate in innovation and entrepreneurship. And then my 5th year, I got my master's of management from the Fuqua
Man,
School.
that's the blessings, man. That's awesome right there, man. I'm a big fan. I tell athletes, man, when we go to these, because I work with a lot of athletes. I'm like, dude, you go to these major universities like this, like, get something out of it besides just sports, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
don't go there and not get your paperwork and everything. Get everything you can. That's a blessing, man. That's huge, man. That's big, man. That's awesome to hear right there, man. That's got your degree, you got paperwork, and also you're a people person, so you use your networking system like no other. That's one thing I always respect about you. You're gonna network. You're gonna move around. You're not gonna be quiet. You're gonna be
That's
talkative.
mom. That's mom. Like that's
Exactly,
that. Yeah.
exactly. Because your dad quiet. He'll sit back and if he don't know you, not say nothing to you.
Right.
That's that's your mom and your network. Yeah, Punch is a networking machine, boy. Yeah, she definitely is there. All right. So what when you play lacrosse, right? Mentally, physically, did you face any adversity at all going through it?
Of course, dude. I got to
What was
college.
like one thing you can remember? Like you got to play in lacrosse, you're like, holy shit, this is not what this is. God dang, hold up, I got to
Oh,
U-turn. I got to figure this out real quick.
my offensive coordinator. It was like September, where it's like right lacrosse season. Like your first game's February 1st. I mean, we were Duke, right? Ivies don't even start till like mid-February, late
Uh huh.
February. Um, dude, it was like September, and like in lacrosse, we call wall ball. You know what I'm talking about? Where you just bang it against the wall. Just get
Mm-hmm.
reps, both hands, banging against the wall. And my offensive coordinator goes, if you can't throw the ball hard with your left hand, you won't play here. And I was just like, well, I haven't, like I'm like that's new, I'm like I thought I was really good, you know what I'm
Uh huh.
saying? And I'm not saying that like in a sarcastic way. I'm saying that in a like the reason I say that is like another kind of note to coaches, like on your note, right? Like yes, you got to be positive because all kids are gonna do is mess up. All college kids are gonna do is mess up. And professionals are gonna mess up a lot, but obviously it's different. But obviously, yes, like I said, right? Kids, college, those are kids, right? Like they're gonna mess
Mm-hmm.
up, but like you said, you got to be positive. But there's also got to be a piece of it's never good enough.
Correct. Correct. For
There's also
sure.
got to be a piece of like we're gonna like this session's over, but like you and I are kind of on the same page. You might be able to use 10, 15 minutes on the wall before you go in and shower, or before you go get in your car. Like there's a piece of that as well. That you got to kind of find the fine line of. But yeah, man, like sports are so imperfect. You obviously everything is, if there's great effort, like you got to be obviously patient enough to reteach it.
Got you on that. Got you on that. What? Let's fast forward now. So you left Duke, right? Boom. You got drafted, right? Into the how does that work going to play? Because pro lacrosse.
Yeah. So I left
It's
Duke.
a draft, or they just sign you, or how
So
does it?
yeah, there's a draft. So I left Duke, and so well before I left, remember I had participated in the pro day.
Correct. I'm gonna get to that in a second because
Yeah,
that's a whole that's on another level.
yeah. And then I was drafted to the league, and then started playing right away. Played the first game.
Got you. And that experience been cool so far. How long? How many years has it now been? 3.
Yep, just finished my third.
What's the team you with again?
Redwoods,
Redwood.
California.
Nice. It's pretty cool. I don't know if you know, but they show a lot of y'all games here in Houston.
Yeah, that's awesome. Like
Yeah, they
they
show a
do a
lot
good
of them. They
job.
come
Like
on one, and it'd be good timing too. It'd be like 12 o'clock here, so it'd be like right, sitting down on the couch chilling. I try to watch them a lot, um, things like that. What
hmm
does like your training regimen look like every day? Do
um,
you work out a lot? You're a gym rat, lacrosse rat? What like what
yeah,
because you Nakai Montgomery, right? You playing at the highest level. You one of the best lacrosse players in the world. I'm gonna call a spade a spade. Are you pushing yourself every day to keep getting better?
of course.
Gotcha.
I'm like, yeah, like I've been sick this whole week. I think I got like a sinus infection or something. That sounded kind of sneezing a little bit, but no, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, like I feel like 80% today. Just like But no, I mean, I was up at 6:20 again this morning at sunrise, like getting reps,
Gotcha.
working out, like what I'm saying, like because I haven't worked out the past 2 days. I just got back because I've also
Mm-hmm.
been broadcasting a little bit with
Gotcha.
ESPN, and
Gotcha.
so I was doing that, flying Boston, Chicago, Boston, and so got a little sick. But I'm all over that shit, man. Like
Gotcha.
that's you got to
How
be.
do you balance like lacrosse? How do you balance lacrosse in your personal life? Or you
Um,
try to keep them in between because you know.
that's a really good question. They are they're pretty intertwined. I keep it simple, dude. Like I'm just a regular dude. Like I wake up at 6:20, I shoot, and then I work out, and I take a shower, and then I do a lot of things. I'm writing a book right now.
Gotcha.
Um,
Gotcha.
it's it's pretty low key, but yeah, I'm like I just like I do my thing. I just moved out here to Chicago, helping this guy run a chiropractic company.
Gotcha.
Um,
Gotcha.
so I'm busy and I'm doing a lot and I'm traveling a lot. But no,
Gotcha.
they're two separate things, man. I'm just a
Gotcha.
regular
Gotcha.
dude like
Gotcha.
you.
Gotcha.
Same way you keep your family and your working out and keeping your daughter training. It's all the same. Like
Yeah, I tell people it's all intertwined in ways. Unfortunately, it
yeah, it
just
is right. Like and
it's.
yeah,
I mean, luckily, I tell people, luckily my family they love sports, so it just helps, right? I mean, my daughter was 1 years old. I dragged her to a college volleyball game, and she sat there and didn't say a word and watched the game. I'm like, I think she might like sports because she didn't cry for the 2 hours straight, right?
right.
So I'm like, all right. I think of sports as a background. That's
That's
gonna be a
also
background.
that's like one of the like that's like also a big kind of thing you kind of learn from Duke is like being able to compartmentalize because like it was probably more intense, dude. Lacrosse and college sports, it's like more intense, and then you got like 12-page papers on like the 1615 to 1618 Northern Italy. You know what I'm saying? Like, or sorry, Northern
Gotcha.
Ireland. Like random stuff like that. Like you gotta like rip 12 pages of, and then you got a 3.5 hour practice, and you got a bus ride, and you know what I'm saying? Like, and just like college, you gotta be here, you gotta be there, and like, and
Mm,
then like by the time you're a junior or senior, you've mastered that. And I don't know, like now I'm in the real world, dude. Like, same shit. Like, sometimes like like last night, it's football season, right? So last night I didn't get to go to bed until right after the game, which was like 11:05 Central Time. You know what I'm saying? And
gotcha. Got it.
I'm not feeling the best, but like fuck it, like I'm gonna wake up and get my work today. I feel better right now that I woke up and got my work that I haven't been able to do. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm
Yeah, that's
doing
how
my
I am.
thing. You
That's how
know,
I am, man. I'm like, I tell people, probably not everybody, but I think 99% of successful people have a routine they do every day, and it's hard for them to shy away from that. They own it every day, like it's like a machine. It's like doom, 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 doom. They very persistent, things like
I could
that.
get better at that. I don't know if you could tell, but I kind of after the whole workout thing, I kind of just said I kind of do a couple things, which is true. I
Yeah,
do, but no,
yeah, and I think as you move on, you get better at it. I'm telling people, I still
yes,
get. I'm
exactly.
at
I need to get better. My
even at
management.
my old age, I get better at doing things I do. Right, I'm like, all right. I catch myself when I try to fall and I fall off the. I always call it falling off the wagon. I'm like, oh shit, let me get back on the wagon.
Mm-hmm.
I think as you go and you have a lot of goals, and until you have a lot on your plate, you get better at it as you go. I think if as you chasing success, and being successful in your life, I
Totally.
think, and then too, that brings a lot of people around you too that you'll weed out real quick if they not in that same boat because you're like, dude, I got this to do tomorrow. I just don't have time for that. All right, let's fast forward a little bit, man. And I know you're a you're a big person on this, and I am also. And I always tell people it's tough sometimes, but you know representation and legacy, right? I look at my life, and things I have going on, and for my daughters, and I always tell people one day we all gonna be gone. So what do you want to live like your legacy, right? And representation, and and lacrosse is growing in popularity. I think when I moved to the Woodlands area, I've been out here for 17 years now. I think when I
Wow.
first moved, yeah, I've been out here for a long time. I'm old as
Dang.
dirt. uh, but I think when I first moved out here, it was growing, 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 but it wasn't big as it was now. Now I can pull up to a park and it's kids throwing lacrosse balls everywhere, right?
That's sick.
It's
Like that's
F's
literally,
grown. It's
that's the
crazy.
coolest shit ever.
Yeah,
I could talk about
it's
that for all day. That's
yeah.
what we're like. Like we're on the way to that. Like for
Yeah,
real,
yeah,
the
yeah. I
league
mean,
is
yeah.
like doing really
It's
well. I don't know if you see the stuff I post. Please hold on to your thought. I don't mean to interrupt you.
no. You good. You good.
Um,
I see all the stuff you post, man. I see
you
you
be
got.
seeing the street lacrosse. You see what I posted like 2 days
Yeah,
ago. So you see like with Kevin Durant and Boardroom and Rich Kleiman and
yeah,
all that.
yeah.
So that's like the idea of what you're saying. Like we're trying to like, and so they're running that again. We run it twice already. We ran it up in KD Courts in Manhattan, and then we ran it there again. So we ran it there twice. They ran it for the first time in Philly, and the next one's either going to be in LA or Miami. And the idea is just inner city kids pull up, right? Like it's just like everybody knows about football, everybody knows about basketball. Here's another one, right? It's like cool to have Kevin Durant, Rich Kleiman, and like people like that on board with such a cool mission. Back to you.
Yeah, hey man, hey, that's cool, then, and I call a spade a spade. Basketball players like those guys have more power than they can imagine to help someone. Like Kevin Durant grabbing a lacrosse stick, that's so powerful. So a kid sees that and like, hold up, KD got a lacrosse stick in his hand.
Sick.
What can I get a lacrosse stick? You know, because it's just how it is. Those guys have a lot of power right there. Let's go a little bit, over on the diversity topic, which it's not a lot of minorities, especially on the African American side in lacrosse, right? I think a lot of it has to do with kids. It's just not lacrosse in certain areas, right? It's not
Yes.
inner city, right? It's no
Accessibility.
lacrosse. There's no lacrosse stick. They never heard of the sport. There's no camp. There's nothing going on there. So,
My
which
bad.
what do you see? What do you see? What would you like to see lacrosse? As far as diversity and growth and opportunities. In the next few years. You're a guy. Play lacrosse, and I look at you, and I forgot the guy name who plays the one in the middle. What is that position called again?
The
Where
face
he
off.
fight? Yeah, what's the big guy name? Been in lacrosse forever?
Is he still playing?
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Just no, name two names. He gonna pop up.
Trevor Baptiste.
Yeah, Trevor Baptiste, right? So that was probably, when I remember you first started playing, I looked up lacrosse players, and he was the first one person popped up. That was besides Jim Brown, right? We know, in case anyone doesn't know out there, Jim Brown played lacrosse, football, basketball, ran track. I don't know if he played baseball too. Shit, he did damn near every sport at Syracuse University at
Mm-hmm.
the highest level you can possibly do. Jim Brown is arguably the greatest athlete to ever touch a sports field. Retired early to go be an actor in Hollywood. Dude was a phenomenal lacrosse player, football, basketball, everything. Arguably, I put him as the greatest athlete to ever play sports. Him, Hank Aaron, and some couple other guys. I throw Jim Brown number one. But how would what's your feeling on diversity outside on lacrosse? You think we can get some movement going? You have anything set up on your end? I know you do a lot of things with kids and Kevin Durant and those guys. What do you have? How do you see diversity going on for lacrosse?
Yeah, I mean, right. Like, I think a big deal is that lacrosse now has 44. I should know this number right off the top of my head, but full scholarships. And so, like at first, I think previously it was 12.6 scholarships per team.
Ooh,
Uh, but you could divide them even, or you can divide them amongst whatever, right? But lacrosse
so
is
now they
starting.
have 44.
Yes, now there's 44, right?
Ooh,
So
that's a nice.
right, so now it's a real opportunity to go to college for free, and then also the league is doing well, and hopefully pay in the league goes up. That's also that's something that I think a kid is definitely going to reap benefits of. Like I think pay by the time a kid is older, which is 15, 20 years, will definitely be significant enough.
Gotcha.
Um, but I mean, look, it's great. I think Paul Rabel, the guy, he's kind of like the best lacrosse player. He's the founder of the league.
Hmm.
He does a thing called Goals for Greatness, where he drops lacrosse nets in every city across the season. Or sorry, not every city, in every state that we play in across the season. Just at different parks here and there, just stuff like that. But I mean, as far as the growth, man, ESPN does a really good job.
Yeah, they do a great job, man, with y'all
Yeah,
with
the head of
showcasing it.
head of ESPN. Uh, I don't know what exactly his official title, but he's a big lacrosse fan, and so like that's great for us. As far in every this past summer, there was a game on ESPN linear every weekend. Or ABC, right? So ESPN or ABC every weekend, and of course, obviously
Gotcha.
ESPN2 and ESPN Plus. Every game streamed on ESPN Plus. Um, but I mean, like stuff like that, right? The accessibility and the distribution of the game, as they continue to grow, because like you just don't know what you don't know, right? And so
Gotcha.
now, kids will be seeing lacrosse, talking about lacrosse, seeing lacrosse plays on SportsCenter Top 10, throughout the summer, stuff
I
like
totally
that.
agree. Things like that will definitely
Hmm.
help the diversity and more people want to get involved. Because I always tell people you watch TV, right, and phone, whatever. Most things you're gonna see is basketball and football, just always. But I think more and more as the world is changing, social media, videos, way more sports channels now than ever, right?
Right, like, dude, like, even like I've been playing on national television since I was 18 years old. Right, I'm
Hmm.
25 now. I've played at least, I mean, like, on the low end, I've played at least two nationally televised games every year for the past 7 years. And like I said, that's on the low end, right? Like, that's like, and that's like, it's very, I don't know, for me, like, at this point, it's my life now. Like, to me, they're just lacrosse games. I need to go out, I need to perform. But objectively, when I take a step back, like, that's insane, right? Like, my cousins, they watch me on TV, and I see them at the
Hmm.
house, and they don't treat me differently, but they're just like, they're like looking up at me, like, oh my gosh, like, and I'm like, like, it's just a game I play, like, but it's cool what it's become, and like I said, right, kids see that, kids see TV, kids watch TV, they're dreamers, right? Kids have the most ambitious dreams, like, I want to be that guy on TV, and like, what does it mean to really be that guy on TV? To have been one of the best in Texas, and then to have gone to Duke, been told that by my offensive coordinator that my left hand wasn't good enough to ever see the field.
Hold up, go back to the left hand. Did you work on it, or you just said, "Coach, I'm a beast with my right hand"?
No, I worked on it, man. Like,
Okay.
of course, like, you got to be hard on kids. Like, I just wasn't, I didn't know, right? And so I went from that to being a two-time first team All American.
How many
Like,
times did y'all play the national championship? Did y'all win the national championship?
now we lost it my freshman year. Went to the Final Four, lost in the semis my sophomore year. Junior year canceled. Senior year lost in the semis, Final Four.
So you went
Uh,
to the Final Four 3 times
yeah.
and went to the national championship 1 time.
Hmm.
Man, that's shit, bro. I don't.
That's all right.
That's amazing, there, bro. I don't know how many athletes can actually say that they
Yeah.
accomplished that. Like
Right. And
that's.
yeah, I mean, and
Make sure
those
you
are,
write that book, man. All this need to go in your book because I trust me. You put that
you'll,
book together straight.
oh, well,
It's, you know,
this first book, it's more entertainment, and like, this first book, this first book gonna be a blockbuster. But I'll write about my life another
yeah, yeah,
time.
right. Yeah, put that down, man, because that's something I'm eventually gonna do. Write a book because some of the stuff I tell people, and they just look at me like this dude is lying. There's no way in hell he did
But
that. I'm
it's
like, nah,
like,
this facts, bro. Like this true. Like it
even
ain't.
like growing up though, for me, like to watch professional lacrosse, it was on Jug, it was on the most random channels ever, and like, but it worked for me because we didn't have cable, so like
I grew up with no cable either.
it was on it was on those random channels where I just got to watch, like my favorite players, Chris Baca, Brendan Mundorf, Kyle Harrison, like just badass, just like legends, Sieverts, like just dope players that are like legends now, getting in the Hall of Fame and stuff. But like their stuff wasn't just on ESPN.
Gotcha.
Kids can just boom 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 on this TV. Like every TV has this channel. Like back then,
Gotcha.
like no, like no, like I'm telling you, like they were on really weird channels. Like not even like it wasn't channel 4 or channel 5. It was on like channel like 3-4. You know what I'm saying? Like the like I don't know, but like
Man, it's funny you say that because I grew up with no cable. We had basically 4 or 5 channels, right? And the Astros, if they play, if I'm not mistaken, I was a huge baseball fan. I was an Oilers fan too back then. But it was weird. If they played at home and if it wasn't a sellout, they didn't play the game on local TV. It was weird, right?
If it wasn't
So
a sellout, no TV.
correct. It had to be a sellout for the game to get played on local TV.
I mean,
So
that's
your
just
home team game wasn't
capitalism is
on.
an MFer.
That is great. So what I had an uncle who was blind, right? But he loved the Astros, loved the Orioles. So we would listen to all the games on the radio. That wasn't all the away games on the radio. And if it was home and it was blocked off, we would listen to it on the radio. So we'll sit in his room, listen to 6:10 a.m. sports, listen to the whole game broadcast for pretty much my whole life growing up. So let me ask you a question on this. What, what advice could you give to a young kid, right? A young kid, growing up, and they see you, they say, man, I want to be the next Nikai Montgomery. I want to go to college, play lacrosse, right? Because I always start short, right? Most of them want to play college lacrosse, right? And they playing on Sunday. What advice could you give the next young person, up and coming lacrosse player, the next sixth grader who's
How
saying
old? How old are they?
they're eighth grade right now?
Okay.
They going to high school, ninth grade. They see their vision, right?
Okay.
'Cause I think that's when your vision started hitting you by ninth grade.
Yeah, fifth graders and lower, I would tell to dream bigger,
Gotcha.
for sure. I used to want to be the president,
That's big.
straight up. I used to want to be president, and I used to think I could do it. And I wake up on some days, and I think I can maybe, I might be able to pull something off. Give me like 35 years, but whatever, right? What I would tell eighth graders, ninth graders, and up, right, like young men, is that, right, like first, everything everyone says is true, right? Like all the cliche stuff that you're thinking I'm about to say, right? Like you got to be a good person, like all that, right? Like the main thing, right, is that you have to be a good person to yourself. You have to be a good person to yourself, right? And what that means, right? Small things, doing what you tell yourself you're gonna do, right? Like do that in eighth grade. That eighth grader who does that will be told that they're not good enough at 18 or 19. And if not 18 or 19, guess what? At 20 or 21, if not 20 or 21, you're going to be told you're not good enough. And that person who's nice to themselves, who's good to them, who does what they say they're going to do, right? Because when you say you're going to do something, it's because you know it's a good thing for you, right? If it's computer science and you need to go to tutoring, go to tutoring, right? Like if it's lacrosse and you need to go shoot after practice, shoot after practice. If you need to ask the senior captain to go work out with you after, go ask him. He might say no. That's fine. But at least you had the gusto to go ask him, because then you do something. Like it's small things like that. Like you're not gonna just do or get somewhere or whatever you want to do because you just want to do it one day. Like you gotta do. And I'm not trying to overwhelm you. Oh, you gotta do everything. Oh, he said I have to do everything. That's so hard. I'm just gonna be normal. No, right? Like you have to just do, right? It's simple to do everything, right? Everything doesn't mean a million things, right? The things that you need to do, you need to do them. And like I said, it's powerful. Like young men, I realized earlier, it's powerful when you do what you said you were gonna do. And like that, and obviously, you got to be good to yourself, and you got to be good to other people. Be a good person.
Gotcha. That's good advice, though, man. I totally agree with you on that. I totally agree with you on that. A lot of stuff start with self. A lot of people don't
Totally.
understand that. Like
Yeah.
you don't always need validation from someone else all the time.
No.
Uh, I always tell people that. Well, in the sport of lacrosse, what do you see your legacy being? What do when you hanging up the cleats, putting the stick up, putting the helmet up, and you looking back, what do you want your legacy to be, lacrosse? Like somebody bring your name up, what would you like for them to, be heard?
Crazy athlete, like he was so fast.
That's what a lot of people say every time I bring your name up.
And just really awesome dude, awesome to work with, in any environment. Um, I'm just and that I grew the game. I was inclusive and I made the game a better place. Everything that I touch, everything I'm around, every organization I'm in, I want to make it better. I want to make it a better place. And that's a real like that's actually how I feel inside, and I think I can, and so I hope I do, and I hope that I continue to.
Gotcha, man. I think you're
Oh
doing a
wait,
great job.
and I need to win fucking championship.
Yeah, you gotta win a championship, man. You got Final Four, semifinals. Gotta go and win a championship. You gotta put that Michael Jordan stamp on it, man. That LeBron James stamp on it right
I
there.
know, like
Y'all might have to
yeah,
create a super team, man. You can't get
nah,
all the best of lacrosse players on one team.
no, fuck that. I'm telling you, I can do this shit. Like I be like, I'm telling you, like I just gotta like just do this shit. Like I'm telling you, that's what it's about.
What's
I
your
just got
what's your pregame meal like?
night before or game day.
Game day. What you eating before the game? Game at 5 o'clock. No, the game at 2 o'clock. What you eating? You eating or
Uh,
you going out there empty stomach?
games at 2 o'clock. I'm waking up at 9:30. I'm crushing a breakfast at 10.
What you eating for breakfast? What you eating?
All right, wait, hold up. Game at 2. Bus leaves at 10:45,
What,
11. Depends how close or far the game is. So bus leaves at
Cause
11.
what you eating? Cause these kids gonna be like, man, coach in the car say he eating a bag of popcorn. So what you really eating? What you eating?
Yeah,
Don't
I'm,
make it
I'm
up.
Yeah, and then I'm waking up. I'm focusing on carbs. So like I'm usually just getting the meal at the hotel. Honestly, I'm regular dude, and I like the food. They
So what's
sometimes
the
they make.
meal like? What's the meal?
Yeah, I get an omelet made. I get spinach, tomatoes. I throw some bacon in there. I usually don't eat the whole omelet. And then I crush like if there's potatoes, I'll crush a whole thing of potatoes and toast. Or if there's potatoes and like rice, sometimes it randomly be
So
rice.
you bagging in the carbs, getting some
Carbs,
energy.
I'd carb up. I
Gotcha.
don't, I don't even know. Like in college, I didn't really care, but I don't know. I'm older now. I read a lot, and like now I just like know certain things, and so like I'm like okay, I'm just gonna eat carbs before.
Yeah, carb. Yeah, you gotta have that energy. I tell
There you
people
go.
like, yeah, because I remember I was in college. Shoot, well, we were so broke. I used to eat ramen noodles sometimes. There's carbs. Like, hey, I was like, hey, got a lot of carbs in it, a lot of salt in it. I ain't gonna
Yo, I
crap.
had no money freshman year. I had no money. And I would just eat at McDonald's every day for lunch right before practice. I would just crush two McChickens and a small fry, and it was like fire. Like, like I could crush that right now every day for lunch. I don't obviously, because I'm like obviously I don't know, I'm 25 now, right? I want to play for at least another 10, no doubt
Gotcha
10.
on that. Who's the toughest player you ever faced in lacrosse?
College, high school,
Just in
pro.
general. You like, golly, this dude was a dog.
Honestly, dude, fucking Jack Rowlett. He's a defensive for the Chaos. He's a fucking dog. Like he's just a hunter. Like he
Gotcha.
literally he wants to guard the best player, and you're gonna catch the ball. He's just gonna be all in your shit all night. He's a fucking dog. And I played against him in
Gotcha.
college, and like he's just a dog. And like like you gotta go at him sometimes, and like you're just moving that thing. Like he's nice, man.
Gotcha. All right, so let's fast
He's
forward a
not
little
even
bit.
imposing physically or nothing. Just a dog. He's
Yeah,
just
I
really
tell
there
people
mentally.
sometimes that, okay, yeah, a lot of times the great athletes just just don't look like it. They just
He's 6 feet.
turn it.
No, he's 6 feet,
Yeah,
fucking strong, ripped. He's a professional athlete, but he's not 6'4", crazy. He's just 6 feet and just gonna run with the best of them. He's gonna fucking move the biggest of them. He's just a dog. He's nice.
got. All right, man. So let's talk a little bit about the football background, man. You play football in high school, running back. Um, But boom, you get this fast forward, you get the Duke, right? And I think I was hitting you up all the time. Hey man, you gonna try football? You gonna try football, right? Hey, go check it out. So your last year at Duke, you decided to play football. You know, you played, you know, running back, played a little bit. Then fast forward on the Duke Pro Day, you go participate in the Pro Day, just with not a lot of ton of pro day training, preparation as most guys get, right? Going somewhere, training, or coming to me. You kind of winged it a little bit on your training and just was like, hey, man, I'm an athlete. I'm fast. I'm a wolf. I'm gonna just show up pretty much, and I'm gonna go out here and perform. Like it's nothing I never did in my
Simple.
life, right?
Yep.
I'm not gonna overthink it, dude. You went out there and ran a 4.440-yard dash on your pro day in front of NFL scouts. If no one knows how fast is that, that's less than 1% of athletes are running 4.440. What you a six? What you weighed in? 210?
I was 200. I was
200? 6'1"?
5'11". 5'11".
5'11", 200 pounds with almost zero training for this, right? Watch a couple YouTube videos, go out there and run a
Yeah.
40.
So that's so funny. So yeah. So okay. So slowing back a little bit, right? Like you said, like just I don't know. Like I even watching the game last night. Like, dude, like fucking put me in a slot. I promise you, I'm getting open against all those guys, right? And so like I'm about to just show you this real quick. I don't know if you ever seen this. I'm about to just show you a clip from Cowboys. So I went to the Cowboys training camp. Obviously, I guess I just ruined the story that you were probably
Oh,
going to
no,
get
no,
to.
you're good. Keep going, keep going. You went to the Cowboys after you ran the 4.4. Your name
So
was buzzing all over the internet. I still
to,
got those. I said, your name was buzzing. And the Cowboys bring you into their training camp.
yeah, check this out. This one of the plays. I'm in the backfield.
Okay, this is one of the plays on the training camp. Uh-oh, let's see what you got.
House
Who the
call.
quarterback?
I don't even remember.
You don't even remember. Oh, where you at? I got, okay, I
Getting out.
see you.
Getting out, right?
Oh, shit, you took off.
Um,
How was that
and
experience like, man? Going through the pro day, name buzzing all over the internet.
yo,
Hey, lacrosse player, lacrosse player, lacrosse player. You know,
it was
uh,
crazy. So I did not, if I'm being totally honest with you, right? So we played, and then I didn't play much, which just fucking sucks. It was just that's stupid, but that's not for this podcast, right? But I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to the pro day. I'm about to perform. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm about. I didn't know how fast I was gonna. I never. You will never say anything before that said I was gonna run a 4.4 because I think I'm quicker than I am fast. To be honest with you, I'm more like a cat.
but bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. When you say you was going, we had them conversations. I say, bro, you gonna run. I just tell myself, I say, you gonna run fast, right? Honestly, genetic wise, I say this dude is gonna run fast because he has the genetics. Like you built just like your dad. Like your
Mm-hmm.
dad was a hell of an athlete. Just unfortunately had to unlock. But I'm like, fuck, okay, he still got his abs, all right. So he gonna run fast. He look just like his damn dad. His dad was fast, right? I tell people every day, genetics is a you cannot out coach, you cannot out teach genes. I
Right,
tell people that straight up every day.
man.
Genes is powerful, man. I
You're
tell
really
people
right.
that of course you get some one offs, you get some great athletes, their
But you got to go
parents
by the
never
percentages. Like,
yeah.
right.
But for the most part, genes is strong. So I'm like, okay, as long as you're in shape and you're not fat, or you didn't, ate 10,000 water burgers before, you're gonna run fast. Boom. So you go there and run a 4.4. What was your thoughts after that?
Well, so 2 days before, we had a lacrosse game up in Syracuse, up in the dome
Hold up. So you played a lacrosse game
on
2 days
Saturday.
before pro day.
I played a lacrosse game on Saturday, starting midfield. Like a lacrosse game, you clock 4 miles, five
Holy
miles,
shit.
whole deal. Yeah, like I play a whole lacrosse game. My dad's there, everything, and it's like, okay, fuck, I'm got a pro day tomorrow. So my dad and mom, I think they drove back to Durham, and I flew back, obviously on the team with the team. And then that Sunday, obviously, like you said, I was on YouTube a lot, just trying to pay attention to the start because it's all about the start. That's what everyone says.
Correct.
And
I
so I
totally
was just
agree.
trying. I was like, if I can fucking lock down the start, just be disciplined, fucking roll my head down. I feel like they pick it up at about 15 yards, about 7 steps. I was thinking about the whole thing in my head. And so then that Sunday, I went on the indoor turf with Mateo Durant, former Duke former Duke running back. He's playing the XFL right now, and we just worked on my start. We just worked on digging my hands in there. You know what I'm saying? And just, because you don't realize it when you watch it, but obviously doing it and talking to people and getting the tips, right? You fucking dig your hand down there, and when it's time to start, you pull him. You use that as force. You use that arm as slingshot. Small details like that.
Correct.
And I was like, and obviously I never ran it. Never ran it, never even did the start for 10 yards because I was in lacrosse season. I told myself that when I was in football season, I did not touch my lacrosse stick. I was all in on football. And I said, when it's lacrosse season, I know I have the pro day, but I can't train for the pro day. I can't. I'm all in on lacrosse. I'm all with my boys in the lacrosse team, right? They need me to be all in on lacrosse. And so I never ran anything, and I ran my first, and it was like a 4.5 something. And man, I was like, fuck. I was like, no, really in my head, I was really thinking like, that's probably about right, you know. I was like, man, like fuck, like 4.4 is hard. Like I'm probably, 4.4, 4.5. I think it was like a 4.52 or something. I was like, fuck, like that's probably about right. And then I fucking just went back and did the same thing, yo. And after my run, like my fucking hamstring was a little sore. Yo, this is also crazy. Right after that, I fucking went to lacrosse practice after my pro day. I went to fucking lacrosse practice. We're doing a whole riding clearing drill. I'm fucking trying to run on the field, grab the ball, and I didn't like tweak my hamstring or anything this time, but I took a step.
Now, hold up, but rewind it right quick. On your second 40, you ran 4.4 though, right?
Yes, sir. Confirm. Yes,
Okay.
yes. World class speed.
So hold up. After the pro day, you went back to lacrosse practice.
I went to lacrosse practice. But they all everyone in the building, and then when I got to practice, they were like 4.4. Like, like they all saw it. Was cool. Like they were all watching.
That shit went viral, bro. That was a pretty cool moment.
Sick. They were all watching and supporting.
So let me ask you a question. After pro day, the Cowboys reach out to you and want to bring you in a minicamp or a tryout?
The Cowboys reached out. I talked to the Bills, kind of head scout, the Jets a little bit, but you kind of I'm not gonna say anything. The Jets are kind of talking to everyone, but yeah. And then I went to Cowboys minicamp. Man, it was awesome. It was there for like 8-9 days.
No,
it was freaking. It was the coolest.
So what was the? So you had 8-9 days performing. What was your thought process, bro? Because you're from Dallas. So you like, bro, hold up. I'm at the Cowboys team having tried.
It was so special,
life?
man. Like talking to Dak, talking to Zeke, like. Like guys that, I fucking grew up, like, I held the flag, okay. I held the flag. The first ever college football national championship, Oregon versus Ohio State.
Yeah.
When Zeke fucking ran that crazy long touchdown, I held the flag. I'm pretty sure it was Oregon, right?
I can't remember.
It was Ohio State. I don't know. Ohio State won it. I held the flag for that national anthem on the field. The big old flag covering the whole field. I held that flag. I'm like, was waving.
So as a kid, you young.
That night, I saw LeBron James try to take a selfie with him. His security guard shoved me into the wall. Like, epic. I mean, I think it was my freshman year of high school or something like that. Major Cowboys fan. Like, dude, like, it was the coolest thing ever. And, like, it was fun, man. I was running fast as hell. It was, like, the best athletes. I mean, the warm-up lines were, like, dialed.
On it.
Right?
Everybody on it.
Own it. It was awesome. Like, it was so awesome to be around, man.
So you had 8 or 9 days, mini camps, meetings with
Waking
Cowboys.
Up at 4:30 a.m. every day.
Yeah, 4. I tell people when you trying to get to that.
The bus pick you up, it is so dark outside.
Yeah, it's a business. That's why they get paid the millions. Like, yeah, you own it. So you had mini camp, and after mini camp, of course they didn't sign you. So right after mini camp and they didn't sign you, did you just go and hit it you like, okay, boom, lacrosse, let's roll.
Yeah, straight into lacrosse, and like, I don't know, we'll see, man. My agent hits me up sometimes, every now and again, kind of randomly. And he talks about, opportunities and stuff like that pop up and this and that. Who knows, man? I may have something still young, just turned 25.
But enjoy yourself, man. Make sure you try to get them Duke guys a pep talk, man, or something. I don't know. Score some, get some goals in there. Work on their left hand.